What's up, Fight Fam? It's Caden from the Boxing Bros, and I'm here with my co-host. I'll let them introduce themselves.
What's going on, everybody? This is Trill.
This is G.
And it's TBE. What's going on, world?
All right. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to rate Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. I'm going to turn to Ned. What do you rate Andy Ruiz power?
I give Andy an 83 force power.
All right. 83. Trill Dollar Bill, talk to me. What you give Andy Ruiz for his power?
Andy Ruiz got some pop. I gave Andy Ruiz an 85.
85. All right. So we have 85. G, talk to me. What you give Andy Ruiz for his power?
I gave Andy Ruiz a 75, and the reason why is because he got a 63% KO record, which is pretty good. But he doesn't have like one punch knockout power. So what he's good at is, his combinations and his accumulation of punches that get people out of there. But however, the reason why I didn't score him as high is because I had to be real. The only notable KO that he does have on his record is the AJ1 fight. And even with that one, that was caused by like a controversial like equilibrium shot. So I do believe he has power. I just need to see him take out more elite level fighters with that power. So that's why I gave him a 75.
Right. Boom. So I gave him 85. I agree with Trill on this one. The reason why I gave him 85 was he took out Dermatrenko, who's a solid heavyweight. If you watch his fights, you see people aren't eager to engage with him. Evander Holyfield sparred with Andy Ruiz and said that he was a devastating puncher. Even in the build-up, people such as G himself and the Mayweather Boxing Club and a lot of experts talked about Andy Ruiz as if his punching power was that of Sonny Liston and George Foreman. And so it's interesting now to hear a dip in his power. For me, he was able to hurt Anthony Joshua. And even the way Anthony Joshua beat him, he had to switch up his style to not engage with Andy Ruiz. So to me, Andy Ruiz can pop. If anything, there's more evidence to me to suggest he has more power than Deontay Wilder. So that's why I give him an 85. And we'll average it out. In this average comes to 82, more around what Ned was saying. All right. So, Ned, what do you rate Andy Ruiz speed?
I gave Andy Ruiz an 80 speed for his 87 because that boy, like, the reason why I gave him a low power rating or 83 for his power rating is because he does have fast hand speed and he does pepper you with a bunch of bully shots. So I gave him 87 because that hand speed and that power, it's fascinating to see, even though it takes a lot to like knock a man out with it.
All right, Trill, what you give Andy Ruiz for hand speed?
I give him a 90 on hand speed. The boy's fast, especially when throwing combinations or when he's inside. He lets his hands go. So, you know what I'm saying? He let his hands go like he's a light heavyweight. So I give him a 90.
All right, G, what you give Andy Ruiz for hand speed?
I give him 85 for pretty much the same reasons that Trill stated. Fast hands, especially on the inside. Good speed when countering, and he throws fast combinations.
All right, and so you say you gave him 85?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, so what I gave Andy Ruiz for his hand speed, I gave Andy Ruiz a 98. What I see when I watch Andy Ruiz is the fastest hands in the heavyweight division. I think he's faster than Tyson Fury. I think he's faster than Anthony Joshua. I think he's faster than everybody. I've seen him in the ring. I've seen him in there with elite level competition. His hands are always significantly faster. So I think when it comes to hand speed, his hand speed's up there with some of the best that we've seen. And so for that reason, I gave him 98. Like he has, in my opinion, just top end speed, but that's his best attribute.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll average it out. 90. Stamina for Andy Ruiz. Ned, what do you got?
I got it. I gave him a 75 for his stamina.
75?
Yeah, you know, he's a big boy. And, you know, he has to pace himself or else he will burn out really quick. So, you know, I give him that.
All right, Trill, what you give him?
I must be crazy. I must be crazy. Because I gave the boy a 90 on stamina. And I'm gonna explain why. For a big guy, even though that last fight with AJ, he got it handed to him, but you didn't see him over there overly gassed like some of the other guys in the heavyweight division. For a big guy, he got good stamina. He goes 12 rounds without the extra huffing and puffing. I was thinking maybe he had a thyroid problem. Remind me of something that I seen on the news with this young lady. She was like 300 pounds, but she was beating everybody in the relay race. You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe he got a thyroid problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I hardly ever seen the boy tired in there. So I gave him a 90 on stamina.
90. All right. 90. G?
Yeah, for stamina, I gave him an 82. You know, even though he is a fatter heavyweight, he does push the action for an entire 12-round fight. But I kind of agree with what Ned was saying. He actually paces himself, and so, I think that goes into boxing IQ. So, I feel like he understands his body, and so he doesn't overcommit in rounds, so he could make it to the later rounds. So that's why I gave him that score.
All right. And your score is 82, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So G gives him 82. I give him 80. So, I mean, I agree with what everyone else is saying. I've never really seen him tired. He presses the action. He throws the punches. I do believe that he paces himself. But still, you never see him tired. You never see him fatigued. And so that's a notch under his belt. But I do believe his stamina is good. So that's why I gave him an 80. And we average this out. All right. What do you rate his chin, Ned? What do you give Andy Ruiz for chin?
Oh, that boy got chin. Yo. He got a chin of steel, man. I gave him a 97, man. And, you know, he got knocked down by AJ and got back up. Yo, he got that Mexican chin. Yo, it's a solid chin. Yo.
I see you said 97.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trill, Andy Ruiz, chin. What do you got?
Sure, I agree with Ned, man. I gave him a 95, though. You know what I'm saying? That boy, man, he took some punches from AJ. My head's still going back. You know what I'm saying? She's still going back. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let me put that in. So we got a 95 and a 97. 95. 95. G, what do you give him?
I gave him a 90. You know, he has taken great shots from two notable opponents, being Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. And Joshua was the first person to drop him, you know, but then he got back up and ended up with the TKO victory. So, you know, he definitely has the Mexican chin.
Yeah, so for me, without question, if there ever was a fighter who deserved a 104 chin in the heavyweight division, it's Andy Ruiz. I mean, he's been in there with Anthony Joshua. He got dropped. He got back up. And he took, even in the second fight, he took a right hand from Joshua that was so vicious. I felt like, man, you saw Klitschko fall from that. You saw so many people. I don't believe any other heavyweight takes that shot and doesn't at least drop. And Andy Ruiz took it. So I mean, for me, his chin is up there. You know, that's one of his greatest attributes as well. So I gotta hand it to Andy Ruiz. All right, so for his chin, we have a total. Footwork. What you give his footwork, Ned?
Andy, yo, don't come for me, bro. With all respect, you a solid heavyweight, man. I like to compare Andy Ruiz to a beehive. You get too close.
Who?
A
I like
beehive.
a beehive. You
All
get
right,
too
go ahead.
close to a beehive, you're gonna get stung. So that's why I gave him his footwork of 45. Because
What?
Damn.
What?
you like in the AJ fight, when say come here, you gotta get really close to him to get stung, and you gotta enter the danger zone. If you keep your distance, he can't really catch up with you. That shows you how poor his footwork is. So, Andy, once again, please forgive me, y'all. Don't come.
45. Wow. This is, oh man.
I respected that. That was
And
wild,
Ned,
though.
and Ned strikes. Ned was doing good. Ned was looking normal.
He back on his wilder BS, man.
All right, Trill.
I got him at an 85. You know what I'm saying? I think he got better footwork than a Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? And the things that he doing there and the way he move around for a big man, like I was saying, man, people think he's just a fat, sloppy guy. I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I think he knows what he's doing in there, man, and he got good movement for me. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way he move around in there for a big man. So I gave him an 85.
G.
For footwork, I gave him a 70. You know, traditional Mexican style fighter, he prefers to engage in the middle of the ring, but he's willing to chase you the whole fight if you're trying to run. However, he does have difficulty catching up to like the more agile fighters like Parker or Joshua. Whenever they do the stick and move, it's like that's why I agree with Ned. You know, he's at a disadvantage, and so that's why I had to give him a 70.
Okay. All right. So I gave him 80, which isn't, we're all somewhat in the same range. To me, he has solid footwork. Where his footwork lacks is cutting off the ring and foot speed. So I think he does have solid footwork. I mean, you don't look at him and say like, oh man, this guy's all over the place. But the problem is his foot speed, and he could cut off the ring better, where it looked like he was trying to walk Anthony Joshua down instead of beating him to the spot and gliding and sliding. It looked like he can improve in those areas. But he does have solid footwork, so I gave him 80. So what do we have? 80, a 70, a 85, and a 45. Oh my God. Oh man. For a total of 70.
That's respectable.
Respect that.
Mm.
All right, Hart. What do you rate Andy Ruiz's Hart?
All right. When AJ Ruiz won, I would have gave him 100 for Hart because he came in there. He knocked AJ out. He was champion. After the fight, after AJ Ruiz too, I gave him a 75 because man, you became the first Mexican champion, first Mexican American champion, and when it came down to the final rounds where you knew you weren't gonna win, you did not have the heart to try and go for the knockout or try to get the W. You didn't show the heart at the end of the fight. So that's what I gave him a 75.
Salute to you, Ned, man.
True.
I gave Andy Ruiz because I believe that, this Aztec warrior, you know what I'm saying? He got heart. He got heart. You know what I'm saying? To do what he did, it takes a lot of heart. You know what I mean? And I gave him a 95. The reason why I gave him a 95, I snatched 5 points away for the excuse. The same I did with Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? These guys are at the top. These guys are the elite. You know what I'm saying? I just took that 5 points away for the excuses, saying, oh, I'm not the one for the excuses.
All right, G.
None of these guys, I just like to say this, when it comes to the heart, like, I don't think none of these guys is cowards or punks. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But I
definitely.
just had to take one away from. I just had to take 5 points away from them from their excuses. The
Well,
same like
I
I did
think
with Deontay Wilder.
I think that goes without saying. Really, we're comparing them when we compare their heart. We're comparing it to the fighters of old. We're comparing them to the Muhammad Ali's of the world and those type of guys who showed tremendous heart. We're not comparing.
This ain't the golden era.
We're not comparing them to the regular man. We're comparing them to the gladiators. All right, G, what do you rate his heart?
Yeah, so I gave him an 80 for heart, right? And so what I did was I deducted points based upon his commitment outside the ring. So my personal opinion, right? I think his ideal weight should be like around 255 pounds. That was the weight that he had during the Parker fight. I thought, during the Parker fight, he was the best I've seen him, right? When he did the Joshua 1 fight, he was at 268, which wasn't that bad, But then the Joshua 2, he was at 284 pounds, and he looked like a different fighter, And the fact that Joshua, started moving around and everything, and we knew Joshua was losing weight for the fight because they were promoting it, all of that stuff. Ruiz, based upon what Robles was saying, I couldn't get him in the gym, this, that, and the third. When you listen to his previous trainer, Abel Sanchez publicly calling him lazy, So when you hear your two trainers saying this about you, that shows me you're not really committed to elite level boxing. And so because of that, I had to give him an 80 for heart.
All right. What's interesting is, for me, we did these ratings. I don't know what anybody rated anything. My ratings are 95, so I agree with Trill. Here's my thing. When people didn't want Anthony Joshua, when we had Luis Ortiz making excuses, I didn't know the money, they didn't send me the contract, I didn't know the contract was going to be for $5 million. When we had Gerald Big Baby Miller taking every drug he can get his hand on, there was one man who was saying, get me that fight. And that man was Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. Andy Ruiz not only takes that fight, but he says he believes he can win. Everyone's laughing at Andy Ruiz, laughing at his gut, laughing at his shape. Most people are saying this is going to be the mismatch of the century. Andy Ruiz goes in there and gets dropped in the third round, and it looks like this is going to go according to script, except he gets up. And people don't realize this. When he gets up in that third round, Anthony Joshua lands one of the most vicious right hands that I've ever seen. And Andy Ruiz eats it like it's nothing and then lands the punch from the guards. So to me, the fact he took the fight, got in the ring, got knocked down, got back up, all that's tremendous heart. When you look at the second fight and you say he didn't go for the kill, he didn't go for the knockout when he was down, that's why I deduct the 5. But to me, that's not saying he doesn't have heart, because if he didn't have heart, he would have went down from all the shots he took prior. He just didn't take the risk to go for the knockout. And so I deducted 5 for that. But the shots he took and everything else, I don't think there's anyone else who can take that beating that he took. And you know what? Not only do I not think that, I haven't seen anyone else take that beating and survive. So for that reason, I give him 95. And when you average it out, boxing IQ. Ned, I'm afraid to ask, what do you give Andy Ruiz?
Andy, don't come for me. Don't, like, the first fight.
You don't have to worry about me coming for you. Andy's
gonna
come for you.
I can't walk these streets by myself no more. Yo, Andy. AJ Ruiz won. I would give you 100 on your boxing IQ because you came in, you countered, you took advantage. You got what you did.
You know what I just realized? Yo, Andy made Ned sad. Andy had Ned on the couch. Sad. That's what this is about, Ned. That's what this is about.
This is Wilder 2.0. This is Wilder 2.0 right here.
Even build up to the second fight, I was just like, damn. I was believing the hype. I was like, yo, man, I don't know how AJ gonna bounce back from this. Like, what is he gonna do different? Is he really gonna like try and like impress with knockout? Like, show him like he's still that man? And you know, I was just thinking, Andy Ruiz is really that boogeyman, that man who has AJ's number. And then weeks up to the fight, I'm like, yo, I'm just seeing him eat pizza. He's having good time with his friends, his boys. It was like, yo, he been partying a lot. They'll show you photos. They say he slimmed down, but he's really, but you hear,
I know those photos were the biggest
Yeah.
crock.
and I was telling you, I don't know. He looked the same. He looked a little heavier. I was like, yo, he been putting on weight. Like,
Shout out to Photoshop. G made those photos, dog.
and then after the fight, you hear all the excuses come out. I'm like, a guy who, if you, like, this is where I deducted a lot on his heart. If you became the first Mexican, like you the heavyweight, you're that guy now. You would have been that guy. You were in a position to be that guy. You didn't take what it took to be a champion. So because of that, first fight 100, second fight 50. I would give him a 50.
So that would go to a 50,
That's
dog. You gave him a 45. Yo, anyways, yo, listen, man. Just.
I gave him a 50.
Yo, man, IQ. What do you give his IQ, bro? What do you give his IQ?
50. Because
you know what?
He didn't take the second fight serious.
This is the problem.
He did not take the second fight serious.
All right, Ned, please. This is the problem.
Yeah, but Ned, what you're arguing would, to me, sounds like heart as opposed to boxing IQ. But
No,
that's just my opinion.
No, I know. What he's arguing sounds like discipline, which is not a factor in these ratings right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about boxing IQ, bro.
All right, in the ring, second fight, he didn't look that good. He looked like he didn't look like that good of a fight in the second fight. So I'll give him 50. Everything.
He's like, yo, stronger wrong. It's whatever.
All right, yo, so here's my thing, man. This isn't about, to me, and I'll just put this on the wood right here. This isn't about being biased. Like, part of what I pride myself on is I can remove emotion from a situation and
I agree.
Rate what I see. Nah, hold on, bro, because I let you talk for a long time.
All right.
I see from you a lot of bias because you were hardcore AJ and Andy Ruiz beat AJ, sent you in depression. I remember you left that house, you didn't even shake hands with anybody. You know what I'm saying? G and Mohammed's jumping up and down, talking about we in style. You know what I'm saying? You split. David was just sitting there in disbelief, like
hitting up his countrymen.
I know, but he looked like he was about to have a heart attack. In fact, I think I had to give David a ride home to make sure that he was all right. I had to give him a ride home to make sure that he didn't jump in front of a bus or something.
They thought it was AJ's funeral that night.
Yeah, so, your ratings really don't seem accurate towards Ruiz. And, I counted your 45, and then I counted your 50. But look at
let me get the difference.
I should
get the difference. Hold on. I gave him 100 the first fight.
Nah, look. I'm not counting that 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say
75 at least.
Nah, bro. Yo, G, what you give him?
Yeah,
I go Trill. Trill, what you give him?
I gave Andy Ruiz a 90. Let me explain. And hey, maybe that's too generous. Seeing that score. But I gave him a 90, man. Like, all right, G, let me hold this real quick. Walk with me. You know what I'm saying? Walk with me. That last fight with Anthony Joshua, maybe I'm blind, maybe I'm losing my eyes, but I really seen that Andy Ruiz was trying. He even got frustrated in there. I think it was how good AJ did. AJ was really on point that day. You know what I'm saying? With the jabs and everything. There was a second and then there was a round that AJ, I guess, gave off. But when he gave that round away, Ruiz was on him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just think a lot of it has something to do with the way AJ was performing. Another thing on his IQ, which I think he was with G alluded to before when he was talking about heart, I think has a little bit to do with IQ. You stupid. You the heavyweight champion of the world. Heavyweight champion of the world. You mean to tell me you ain't gonna go to the gym so you can keep these belts and keep this bag? That shows some type of lack of your intelligence on this part. To know the game, you know what I'm saying, and know the position that you're in. You dig what I'm saying? So with that, I gave him a 90.
All right, G.
Yeah, I gave him a 78. And the reason why I came up with the 78 is because he's a good counter puncher. But he does have difficulty cutting off the ring. Perfect example was the Joshua rematch. He couldn't make like necessary adjustments. And so that took down some points for me. Also, he takes unnecessary punches, due to like poor defense in the process of countering. So like in the Parker fight, he would land some great shots, some great body shots, but he'll catch like a right hand or a left hook to the face in the process of doing his counter. And so that to me is like dangerous. Now, Parker may not be the hardest hitting guy, so I guess he could get away with it with certain people, but I just equate that to poor boxing IQ, because why even take that risk in the heavyweight division? So that's why I gave him a 78.
Now, I got to ask you a question,
Go ahead.
because I didn't see it yet, but, you and your Wilder fan, y'all got together and y'all took issue with the way we rated Deontay Wilder. Did you dock Deontay Wilder for the same things you just docked Andy Ruiz now? Taking punches in the face, taking unnecessary punches, not having any defensive head movement. Did you dock Deontay Wilder for those same things?
Yeah, I actually gave Deontay Wilder a 65 for boxing IQ. You know what I mean? And so there's a number of reasons why I explained. Like I broke down like the positives and the negatives, similar to how I did Ruiz and everything. But
All right.
obviously, I'm not going to give Deontay Wilder a higher boxing IQ.
I just wanted to check to make sure you.
I'm fair and balanced, my brother.
Fair. All right, I just wanted to check. Because I didn't get a chance to see it, so I want to make sure you were just being fair. Because I already know Complex is going to jump off a cliff.
Oh yeah, so, nah, his number was crazy. Yeah.
So all right, for me, I gave him 95. And the reason why I gave him 95 is this. Remember, there's only one person to ever defeat Anthony Joshua. And I remember Trill had the quote, and I liked it. We loved it. Is Anthony Joshua Frank Bruno or Lennox Lewis? That's what we were going to find out with Andy Ruiz too. And Andy Ruiz in the first fight showed me so much ring IQ because he got dropped. He stood his ground. And the first thing he was looking for was that counter hook. And he saw the perfect opportunity and he landed the shot that saved him in that fight and made his career. He became the first heavyweight champion of Mexican descent, right? So you have to look at his IQ. When he hurt Joshua, I remember watching him take his time. And if you remember me, I'm like, what is he doing? He got to jump on him. Mm-hmm. I said, if he doesn't jump on him, this fight is fixed. And then he jumped on Joshua and dropped him again. And that's when I was like, this guy was pacing himself. He knew. He didn't let the moment get too big. He didn't punch himself out like we've seen other fighters do in the past. That's high intelligence. High intelligence is what allowed him to beat Anthony Joshua. So now we go to why I docked 5 points from Andy Ruiz. Was because in the second fight, I think he showed some lack of IQ, but not much. What did he do? He probably didn't have the best diet in the world, right? But is that a lack of IQ? No, he knows he shouldn't have been eating what he was eating. It was lack of discipline. It's not that he didn't know he shouldn't have been eating it. He was just eating the stuff, right? And secondly, I don't necessarily know that he was doing those things. Like Trill pointed out, to me, it was the same Andy Ruiz. It's just Joshua was different. It was the same Ruiz, just Joshua was different. The Joshua in Ruiz 2 beats the Ruiz in Ruiz 1. There was nothing Ruiz in Ruiz 1 could do to beat Joshua in Joshua 2. That Joshua beats Ruiz every single time. So it's not what Ruiz didn't do, it's everything Joshua did for me. And so for that reason, I docked him 5 because of all the partying, all the stuff he did. But when it's all said and done, it was more about what Joshua did and not what Ruiz didn't do for me. So that's why
I agree. I agree with you too.
All right. So with those scores, his IQ 88.
Respect it.
Let's average it out. Wouldn't have been respectable with your score.
I was just saying, personally speaking, I felt all of those factors. If you were a smarter fighter, you would have known all of those would affect how you would have done in the ring. And he didn't really take the second fight serious.
So let me ask you a question, bro. Yo, I don't like to personalize because to me that's not how you're supposed to do things.
Yeah,
it's just. But this isn't on some old stupid stuff.
Yeah,
like
nah.
Other people did, like Complex did with the whole Bermain thing. But this is just real, like. So you work out.
Yeah.
You just put in a tough workout at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You burn like 1,800 calories.
Yeah.
And then you go to Popeyes to eat a chicken sandwich. Is that low IQ or lack of discipline?
It's discipline. But
okay, so you know you're not supposed to eat that Popeyes chicken sandwich, right?
Yeah.
It's not that you don't know eating that is counterproductive to your workout, right?
No,
it's just you lack the discipline to not eat that sandwich, right?
Agreed.
So why are you docking him IQ points for lack of discipline?
No, he took AJ lightly. He like disregarded. Like he thought AJ was not going to be thought AJ was going to be the same fighter in the second fight, and literally took the fight lightly. He was having interviews like, "I'm gonna beat him again."
He's confident. So confidence is taking him lightly. Tyson Fury said he was going to beat the brakes off Deontay Wilder too.
Yeah, but listen. Andy Ruiz was literally out here like he's not a great boxer. Then he's not training.
Tyson Fury said that about Deontay Wilder too.
He shows up to the second fight 30 pounds
put up your screen again of Ruiz's overall.
Huh? What did I give him overall, Andy Ruiz?
No.
No, he's at 85.
No, I just wanted to review. I just wanted to review because I was looking at that power when you see it. That power doesn't seem fair.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this, and we can go over it. My scores alone, when I give Andy Ruiz his overall, it's a 90. His overall is a 90 with me. Mm-hmm. Just like my scores alone with Joshua, his overall is a 91. And with Tyson Fury, my scores alone, his overall is a 94. So when I score Tyson Fury, based on the categories, I give him a 94 overall. Yeah. When I score Anthony Joshua, I give him a 91 overall. When I score Andy Ruiz, I give him a 90 overall. And when when I score Deontay Wilder, my scores alone, I give him a 73 overall. So, but my scores with Deontay Wilder,
they got an 85 with me.
Just to be clear, I give him 88 power, 95 speed, 86 stamina, 76 chin, 70 footwork, 77 heart, and 20 boxing IQ. For me, his boxing IQ is so low. That's what drops him. Like, I can't act like he just doesn't go in there looking to do one thing, land the right hand. That's, to me, that's not high boxing IQ when you have no adjustment. So that's why his score is so low. But I can justify why his score is low. When you come in with certain things, the way you're doing it, it's like
we're gonna get it better the next time. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, don't forget to check out our podcast on all major streaming services. It's the Boxing Bros.